rough thing to find out, isn't it? But God told him up front. Just as Moses would need to persevere through Pharaoh's stubbornness, and then he had to put up with the stubbornness and foolishness of the people that he led out of Egypt, so too would Isaiah need to persevere through a difficult time of service when the only hope will be presented as coming fulfilled at some place far in the future. What was going to take place in the near future wasn't that good of a sight. The final 3 verses of this chapter talk about the coming destruction of both kingdoms, the exile of God's people, verses 11 and 12, the diminishing of their numbers, verse 13. The message that Isaiah was to give the people was not the message the people wanted to hear. And there was a message coming from multitudes of people around them that was the opposite of what God told Isaiah to say. And they wanted to hear what these other people said because it sounded good to them. Full commitment to God's mission was necessary for Isaiah. The sovereignty of God is seen in the differences of the practice of the 2 conquering nations. The Assyrians defeated the northern kingdom of Israel, the 10 tribes, and what they did is they took them when they defeated them, they took that whole nation and they dispersed them throughout all the different areas that they had conquered before. They split them up. They divided them. They sent some here, some there, some over here. They sent them all over the place. The Babylonians, when they conquered the southern kingdom, they brought all the captives back to their capital city, to the one place. Kept them together. They were able to keep their identity in their own community. They were able to keep their national identity and their bloodline, if you want to say that, pure. And that is what made it so that they could return to their nation. God called Isaiah. It wasn't going to be easy. What did Isaiah do? He said, I'll go. I'll send me. Difficult. Has God ever called you to do something that's difficult? Hard for you to do that will make it difficult on you? Has God called you to do something He's waiting for you to answer? Today, in our day and time, it looks like the darkness of the world is surging around us. It's growing. It's getting worse. Things are getting worse. Jesus explained the fulfillment of Isaiah in chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. He explained how it was fulfilled in their day. And I think it's being fulfilled again in our day and time. Paul told Timothy that there was going to be a time coming when people would rather listen to false teachers who tell them what they want to hear than to listen to the truth. And I believe we're in that world today, don't you? We've got false teachers all around telling people what they want to hear. Some of them with a big fancy hairdo and big white shiny teeth, dressed in nice suits on the TV and telling you everything you want to hear, but they're not telling you all of the Word of God. It's happening. People like the false teachers. They want to hear what they want to hear. It's all over the place. It's all around us. It's here in Delaware. It's wherever you might be. And oftentimes when we declare the Word of God, whoever we are, whatever we're saying, it falls on deaf ears. But we, as Christians, need to be fully committed to follow Isaiah's example of faithfulness. Whatever God has called you to do, no matter how difficult, you need to be faithful to fulfill that calling, to do what He would have you to do. People don't need to hear what they want to hear. They need to hear the truth. They need God's truth. And they need presented with love. Answering God's call, whatever He calls you to, requires complete commitment to do what He would have us to do. Don't be surprised if you're rejected, if your message is rejected. But trust in God. Trust in that message. Trust in what God has said to us. Faithfully deliver, faithfully do what God has called you to do. Thank you for joining us for this Bible study. I look forward to seeing you Sunday morning at 10:15 for Coffee and Donuts, and then at 11 for our morning worship service. Now, we don't stream the Coffee and Donuts. You got to come here and be here in person for that. But we do stream our service